Automotive journalist Jan Becher says European automakers believe the future mobility will be electric, specifically battery-powered. But how do Japanese car makers like Toyota, Mazda, and Lexus see things? They didn't attend the last Frankfurt Motor Show and have saved their concepts for the future for the Tokyo Motor Show. So Jan's there to have a look around. In the land of the rising sun, car makers often have a different perspective. 25 years ago, the first hybrid vehicle made its debut at the Tokyo Motor Show. Though the rest of the industry largely dismissed this concept, the Japanese kept developing hybrids. Big and powerful SUVs are also a rarity at the show. Instead, the halls are full of little Kai cars, which could provide a real alternative to the ever bigger vehicles clogging the roads of many European cities. Mitsubishi's Christian Anderson says Kai cars are clearly defined. Maximum engine capacity is 660 cc's, and they can only be so high, long, and wide. In Japan, owners don't have to prove they have a parking place for the car, and they get tax benefits too. From a technical point of view, the show offers many brand new innovations. Mitsubishi's MI-Tech concept has a plug-in hybrid drive which uses a small gas turbine engine generator in place of the traditional gasoline engine. The turbine can run on diesel, kerosene, or alcohol. The SUV is powered by 4 electric motors, one at each wheel for 4-wheel drive. A small 30 kilowatt-hour battery in the underbody can store enough power to drive 200 kilometers. Yet, in spite of these kinds of technical innovations, Jan says at first it looks like the Japanese want to jump on the electric car bandwagon. Mazda is using the show to present its first all-electric vehicle. The MX-30 is powered by a 105 kilowatt AC synchronous motor with 265 Newton-meters of torque. A relatively small battery with a capacity of 35.5 kilowatt-hours gives the car a range of up to 200 kilometers. The MX-30 is set to hit European roads in the second half of 2020. Prices in Germany will start at just under 34,000 euros. Mazda plans to offer a variant with a rotary engine as a range extender, but it won't arrive for a few years yet. Jochen Münzinger says e-mobility is part of Mazda's strategy to improve vehicle CO2 balance despite the improved efficiency of their combustion engines. The Sky Active X engine is an example of how efficient a gas engine can be. They'll also develop a new generation of diesel engines. Mazda will use combustion engines in hybrids. They're already employing them in mild hybrids. They'll introduce plug-in hybrid drives too. For Mazda, this mix of drive technologies is the right way to meet the challenges of the future. Lexus has also brought an electric car to the show, but the LF30 design study is clearly a model for the rather distant future. Under its futuristic body with the gull-wing doors, there's a 110 kilowatt-hour battery, which should give the vehicle a range of around 500 kilometers. 4 in-wheel electric motors are supposed to generate 700 Newton-meters of torque and let the car hit a top speed of 200 kilometers an hour. The LF30 can fly from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.8 seconds. Thomas Schallberger says with this study, Toyota wants to show what direction the design of its Lexus brand might go. They want to see what people think of it, inside and out. It has a new and innovative shape, but also new technology. They've equipped the vehicle with 4 in-wheel motors. In a distant future, that might be the idea drive technology for a premium vehicle, because it can then have permanent all-wheel drive and show off their innovative concepts, design, and technology.
Innovative Konzepte, Design und Technologie zeigen wollen.
Toyota is presenting its e-Racer at the show. It's a self-driving 2-seater, and even if all-electric and autonomous vehicles will be the norm in the future, it's nice to see that there will still be a place for cars that are fun and make people yearn to put the pedal to the metal themselves. But Jan says the Japanese aren't just building electric cars, hydrogen vehicles continue to play a big role. You can see this at Toyota's stand where they're showing the concept for the second generation Mirai. The futuristic design of the first generation is now history, and Jan thinks it should go into production as is. The new Mirai is larger than its predecessor. It's almost 5 meters long and offers room for 5 people instead of the previous 4. The drive technology has also seen advances. Improvements to the fuel cell system and the use of larger hydrogen tanks have increased the car's range by as much as 30% to around 500 kilometers. The Mirai is expected to come onto the market in 2020. Thomas Schallberger says in the city, or for middle distances, hybrid technology is really the best and the most economical. Toyota will also offer plug-in hybrids when certain CO2 targets need to be reached, or when the market demands it to comply with the laws. But they still say the distant future belongs to hydrogen, fuel cells. For middle distances, plug-in hybrids will play a certain role, but hybrid vehicles, as we know them, can now achieve a level of 75 to 90 grams of CO2. For us, that's the most economical. So, unlike other automakers, they don't need to offer battery-powered vehicles for their fleet to meet CO2 limits. He says for Toyota, hybrid vehicles are absolutely marketable.
Das brauchen wir nicht. Deswegen sind bei uns die Hybridfahrzeuge absolut marktfähig.
Toyota's cooperation with the Japanese aerospace agency JAXA shows just how serious the automaker is about fuel cells. In 2029, they hope to put a hydrogen-powered rover on the moon. Fuel cells are to deliver the energy for its exploratory missions. The rover's drive technology should give it a range of over 10,000 kilometers, though only scale models of the lunar rover were on show in Tokyo. Jan has finished his tour of the Tokyo Motor Show, and he says the future of mobility really will be electric. Most everyone here agrees on that. But the Japanese aren't putting all their eggs in the electric battery basket. They're making hybrids, e-cars, and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. So he thinks this will continue to be an electrifying topic.